The following is a production of the Averett Sports Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to live coverage of Averett baseball here on the Averett Sports Network. I'm Drew Wilson, joined by my former assistant, David Wilson, who will be on the broadcast with me today as we bring you today's coverage of Averett versus Eastern Mennonite University. Teams are ready to go here in just a second as the coaches meet at home plate. While we're waiting for them to finish up their meeting with the umpires, Eastern Mennonite comes into today's game with a 3-2 record. Overall, they're coming off a doubleheader split yesterday with Juniata, I believe.
You're right on that one. It was Juniata.
So actually, I think they won both games. Have to go back and look at that.
They did. I think they won the first one 3-2 and the second one 14-7, I believe.
There you go. So they're coming off a pair of wins. Meanwhile, Averett coming off a tough loss yesterday to number 17 ranked Roanoke College right here at home. Cougars led 1-0 in that game, and then one bad inning kind of derailed things, and they ended up losing that one 14-2. So they're trying to get back on the winning track after a couple game skid here. Going through today's starting lineups, first for Eastern Mennonite, I'll give you the in-batting order. In right field will be Daniel Scott. At shortstop, Zach Roberts. The DH is Damon Frazier. At first base, Adam Marston. In center field, Jalen Lee. At second base, Brett Lindsay. At third base, Billy Quinn. Behind the plate, Justin Parrish. Corey Willis getting a start in left field, and Bailey Hall on the mound. He enters today with an 0-1 record on the season. Now over to Davin with the Averett starters.
And for Averett, we've got batting first, playing second base, number 4, Kyle Vidano. Then playing right field, batting in the 2 spot, Dallas Smithers. Playing third base and batting in the third space, we've got Matt Tuggle. And batting DH, we've got number 41, Cody Jones. Playing first base and batting fifth, we've got Tanner Bradshaw. A.J. Hart is playing center field and batting sixth. Matt Wall will bat in the 7th spot. Then we've got number 7, shortstop, Hunter LaParelle, batting in the 8th spot. And then number 9, catcher Dalton Coleman will round out the starting 9 for the Cougars.
And Cole Spain is getting the start on the mound today for Averett. He's 0-0, does have 1 appearance on the season. Excuse me, two appearances, 1 start on the season. Has gone 2 1/3 innings, giving up 6 runs, but only 1 of those earned. So, unfortunately, tough outing for him, but hoping to rebound today here in his start at home against the Royals of Eastern Mennonite. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have the first inning for you here on the Averett Sports Network. And welcome back as about ready to start today's game between Averett and Eastern Mennonite. Kind of a cloudy day here at Owen Fulton Field, but temperature is really nice in the 70s. So it should be a good day for baseball. And thankfully a dry day for baseball as we've had so much rain lately. The field definitely needs it to kind of recuperate. And still a little squishy in parts here around North Campus. So I know our groundskeeper Jason Farrell very happy to see no rain in the forecast as we get over the next couple of days. Just give a chance for this field to dry out.
And it's almost been like, Drew, we've been living in Seattle or over in England somewhere like that with as much as we've gotten. And walking up here, and walking on the field, definitely a few squishy spots like you said. So we'll see how that affects the action here on the field today.
Got a good one for you and good non-conference action. The Cougars wearing their all grays here at home. Kind of an odd sight for us. Normally they're in one of the other color uniforms, but with so many home games in a row, they elected to go with the grays today. So that way they don't have to do too much laundry heading into this weekend when they host Greensboro College. Eastern Mennonite also in their grays. Luckily they're two different shades of blue here as the Cougars with navy numbers and striping, while Eastern Mennonite more of a royal blue. Cole Spain getting in his warm-up pitches, the freshman getting the start today in this non-conference game. Spain, a freshman out of Prince George, Virginia. He's a lefty.
And Drew, from what I've seen down there, or from up here as well, it looks like he's got a pretty good assortment of breaking pitches. So it will be exciting to see if he can get those working early on here off that fastball.
And throw down to second is made, so we are ready to roll here. And leading things off for the Royals will be Daniel Scott, the right fielder. Scott steps in. He's a junior out of Moneta, Virginia. So lefty versus lefty matchup here to start things off. First pitch from Spain, misses low and outside for ball one.
And with that lefty in the batter's box and with the leadoff guy up there, it will be interesting to see if EMU will try to drop a bunt down to start things off or if he'll be swinging.
That pitch in the dirt, so 2-0 the count here to Scott. Allen misses low again, so 3-0 the count.
Spain making his third appearance of the year, and as you said, Drew, his second start overall. And he'll walk the first one he faces here today on 4 straight balls.
And not the way you want to start things out. Anytime you start an inning by giving up a walk, usually leads to bad things. See if Averett can get out of it here, though, as Zach Roberts, the shortstop, steps into the box. Roberts batting .429 on the season. And strike right down the middle, so Spain able to find the strike zone here to lead things off against Roberts.
And Roberts was a big player on this Eastern Mennonite team last year. I want to say he picked up a couple of ODAC conference accolades along his way. So I know Eastern Mennonite is glad to have him back.
This one chopped to third base. Tuggle fields it, keeps it in front of him, but unable to field it cleanly.
And Drew, perhaps a good idea, just go ahead and keep that one in his pocket rather than trying to force the throw over to first.
So will be an error on Tuggle. So runners on second and first for Damon Frazier. DH comes into today's game batting .200 on the season. Only 5 games in, obviously, so still pretty young. Pitch from Spain, low and outside for ball 1.
Good location, though, on that pitch, trying to catch the outside corner. Trying to get him to go chasing there, Frazier.
Frazier, a graduate senior out of Waynesboro, Virginia. That pitch misses inside, so 2-0 the count.
It's good to see Spain working east to west, mixing up the location on his pitches, trying to give Frazier a variety of locations.
This ball is going to be hit out to center field. A.J. Hart underneath it. They will not test his arm as he fires one to third base. Scott will stay put at second, and that'll be out number 1 for the Royals.
And that's a big out right there because with force on both bases right now, very easily could set up a 6-4-3 double play for the Cougars and try to help them work out of this early jam they find themselves in.
Adam Marston steps in, the senior out of Woodstock, Virginia. Looks at strike 1. Good breaking ball, hit the outside corner. That one misses low. That'll even the count. Cougars first baseman Tanner Bradshaw not holding the runner on. He's playing right at the edge of the grass. Obviously the runner at first not a threat to necessarily go with somebody in front of him. So they'll try to play the defense so that they can take away any hits maybe through that side, cover any gaps. This ball fouled off the backstop.
And Drew, you were talking about the weather being so nice just a second ago. It's probably a good thing because otherwise that coming in off the fist like that, he was probably going to be feeling that for a couple of days.
Yeah, about a week and a half ago, that would have been in 40-degree weather. That would have not felt too good. 1-2 the count. Spain looks in the pitch. Breaking ball, slap foul down the right side.
And that was a good pitch there from Spain. Looks like it might just have caught a little bit too much of the plate, kind of broken out over a little bit instead of running inside, but he still gets ahead 1-2.
And Marston way out in front of it, couldn't hold up and wait. 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside. That'll even things up. Spain with the pitch and swung on a miss. Got him chasing on that outside corner for strike 3. So 2 outs as Spain has settled down here after allowing the first 2 runners to reach. And that'll bring up Jalen Lee.
And that was Spain's 5th strikeout of the year in his 2 1/3 pitched.
First pitch into Lee, misses low for ball 1. And that pitch in there. So 1 ball, 1 strike.
Looked like a changeup, Drew, and coming off that fastball, probably not a bad idea there to try to switch up the pace a little bit.
1-1 pitch. Misses high and outside. Trying to get Lee to chase. Lee batting .313 on the season. Calvadano sneaking in back at second base. Make sure that runner holds. Doesn't get a good jump. Now the pitch to the plate, low for ball 3.
And Lee doing a good job of making Spain work on this after falling behind on the first pitch. 3-1, 2 outs, 2 on. No score.
So a big pitch coming up from Spain. Doesn't want to walk the bases loaded. And he gets a swinging and a miss from Lee. That'll make the count full.
Lee, a freshman out of Newport News, Virginia. Other side of the state from Eastern Mennonite.
And that one misses outside. So ball 4 issued to Lee. That'll load him up.
And Drew, you know, so many times a battle between pitcher and batter is basically a war of attrition, and that's what that was right there. And Lee was able to wait it out and lay off a couple of tough pitches there by Spain to work the 2-out walk.
So the bases juiced for Brett Lindsay, second baseman, batting .222 on the season. Has a chance to help his team out here. That pitch misses low from Spain. Spain has had a little bit of an issue with his control. As that one in there for a strike. Coming into today, he'd allowed 6 walks. One pitch from Spain. Just missed belt high.
Spain, though, does look like he's got good knowledge of the strike zone, though. Knows where he needs to put pitches, when he needs to put them there. Just needs to get a little bit more experience under the belt. The 2-1 fouled back behind home plate, and the count runs even at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the bases are loaded.
Important pitch coming up here for Spain. And that one misses high, so full count. Bases loaded, 2 outs. That means the runners will be on the move, so anything put into play could score at least 2. And this one poked out into right field. That'll drop down the line. That'll score 1 and make it 2. And it'll be a 2 RBI single for Lindsay.
And with 2 outs, that's a big one. Looked like Spain was going to be able to work out of the jam that he found himself in. Unfortunately, it does not pay off for him, but if he can still get this batter, he can keep the bleeding down to a minimum.
So both of those runs will be unearned because of that earlier error. But that doesn't help the Cougars on the scoreboard as they're behind 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. Runners on the corners now as Billy Quinn steps up to the plate. Quinn batting .333. Sun starting to poke out here at Owen Fulton Field. Fastball misses, so 2 balls, no strikes. Cougars do have some action in the bullpen. And the pitch from Spain got him in on the handle. Popped up, but we'll get out of play behind. Lands on the net right in front of us. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Quinn.
So Eastern Mennonite right now with the 2 runs off of 1 hit, 1 error. 2-run single just a moment ago broke the seal here at Owen Fulton Field.
And that one misses high. So 3-1 count. After Quinn, you have Justin Parrish, the catcher, due up next.
And Drew, looking here at the program, Spain, out of the 8 runs now he's given up, only 1 of them has been earned. So at least he does have that working in his favor.
And gets a fastball across. That'll run the count full. Payoff pitch, swung on a miss for strike 3. So Spain able to get out of further trouble, but not before the Royals pick up 2 runs in the top of the first. We'll be back with the bottom of the first inning. Kyle Vidano will lead things off for the Cougars when we come back. And welcome back. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Cougars trail Eastern Mennonite 2-0 here at Owen Fulton Field. Kyle Vidano coming up to the plate first for the Cougars. Vidano having a strong junior season after missing all of last season due to an injury. Currently leading the Cougars with a .407 batting average. And the junior from Charlottesville looks at strike 1.
And nothing surprising there is he has been a blue-collar player for the Cougars since coming here in 2014.
That one in there for a strike as Vidano takes. Vidano had a great day yesterday, 3 for 4 with a run scored. Also had 2 stolen bases against Roanoke. And lays off that breaking ball outside, so 1-2 the count. And that ball laced up the middle on the ground and will be a base hit for Vidano, so his hot streak continues.
And great job working from behind there and just staying on the ball and not trying to do anything special with it and just sends it back where it came from.
So Vidano aboard here for Dallas Smithers.
Smithers, another veteran piece of this young Cougars team this year.
Easy throw over to first base. Not in time. Bailey Hall, the pitcher for the Royals from Dalesville, Virginia. He's a sophomore. Getting the start. Went 3 2/3 innings in his first appearance. Had 3 strikeouts, but came into today's game with a 7.36 ERA. Smithers shows bunt, pulls it back as the pitch is high.
Not a a bad idea right there, especially if you can get Smithers to pull that bunt right there down the third baseline with Vadano's speed.
And Smithers had the bunt on, but he pulled it back at the last second. But that pitch caught the inside corner for a strike, so 1-1 the count to Smithers. We'll see if they keep the sacrifice on here moving forward. And throw to first base. Obviously, Vadano, a threat to steal, has 6 steals, which leads the team. And he is 6 for 7 in those attempts.
Also led the nation a couple of years ago in steal attempts too, didn't he, Jer?
I want to say you are correct. Or he was right up there, for at least for a while. Sometimes it's hard to figure out some of those rankings because he does take off, but Smithers fouls that one back. Sometimes with the rankings, by the time our season ends, there's still some teams that are still playing, and so if you finish the year ranked high, you may fall back because some teams that haven't gotten in all their games eventually surpass you, especially in like a totals category like that. Plus, with teams making it to the postseason, then you add some more games, all that stuff counts. So 1-2 is the count. Throw over to first. And Vadano back. Smithers batting .231. Has 6 hits. Does have 2 RBI. So the 1-2 pitch. Vadano on the move again. Ball popped up on a little check swing by Smithers. And they're going to double up Vadano.
A rough break for Averett as it had the hit and run on. I don't think Smithers meant to make contact with that ball, but just could not pull the bat back fast enough.
31, Matt Tuggle.
So Matt Tuggle coming up now, batting in the third spot, trying to keep the inning alive for Averett as it trails 2-0.
And Tuggle fouls that one back. And that pitch in the dirt, so 1-1 the count here to Tuggle. Tuggle batting .500 on the year. He's 4 for 8. And pops this one out to center field, and it'll be out number 3. As Jalen Lee camps underneath it, so that'll be it for the Cougars. Here in the bottom of the first inning, they trail Eastern Mennonite 2-0. We'll be back with the top of the second when we come back here on the Averett Sports Network. And we're back here for the top of the second inning. Eastern Mennonite leads Averett 2-0. Leading off things for the Royals will be Justin Parrish, the catcher. First pitch in there for a strike.
Good start for Spain after issuing a couple of walks there in the first inning.
That pitch low.
Spain coming right out of the gate, firing the heat. Counts even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
This is Parrish's first appearance in the lineup, so his first at bat of the year as he fouls that one.
5'9", 210-pound sophomore, so he's maybe like to give him a few more inches to be a catcher, but he's definitely got the weight.
And breaking ball just misses the outside corner as Spain tries to paint it. 2-2 the count. And that ball fouled right back to the net. This is a non-conference game. Eastern Mennonite and the Old Dominion Athletic Conference, known as the ODAC. Eastern Mennonite located in Harrisonburg, Virginia. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses outside.
And Drew, Harrisonburg, a city or a town that you're very familiar with.
Yeah, lived there for a couple of years while I was in college. So, full count, ball popped up, and we'll get out of play to the left side.
So Eastern Mennonite really making Spain throw some pitches right now. We'll see how that affects the game moving on, and doesn't get him right there as gets a strikeout to start things off here.
Now batting for the Royals for 23, Corey Willis.
So Spain takes down Parrish. That'll bring up Corey Willis. Batting .333 coming into today. First pitch from Spain. Fastball misses outside. Spain up to 42 pitches. After that tough first inning. And Willis watches strike one. One pitch. Misses outside. Spain trying to go on the outside corner and has missed the last couple pitches. Looks like he's trying to overthrow it just a little bit. So 3-1 the count. And that one misses as well, so will be a walk to Willis. That'll bring up the top of the lineup for Eastern Mennonite as Daniel Scott makes his way to the plate. Scott drew a leadoff walk to begin the game, later came around and scored
Now batting for Eastern Mennonite, number 19, Daniel.
on the hit by Lindsay. Spain fires in, strike called. Good changeup on the first pitch.
I've been impressed with Spain's other arsenal of pitches besides the heater. Needs to work on the location a little bit, but other than that, definitely has a lot of movement on those breaking pitches, and can really use them to confuse hitters coming off the heater.
The 0-1 pitch, runner on the move, throw down to second base. Nearly in time, but Willis able to slide in behind the tag, and he will be safe.
And Coleman, great range on that throw over to second. Just took an unfortunate bounce for the Cougars, and LaPrelle could not apply the tag before or in time.
0-2 pitch, in the dirt. That gets through the legs of Coleman, and Willis will scamper over to third base.
And Drew, you've got Drew Bailey, coach for Averett, coming in with experience as a pitcher, and you know that's got to help these young Cougars pitchers progress and mature as the season goes, and then, of course, throughout the rest of their career.
And a swing and a miss. That'll be strike 3, so Spain.
No betting for Eastern Mennonite.
Couple strikeouts here in this inning,
Roberts.
but he could use one more here. Runner on third base with 2 outs. That brings up Zach Roberts.
Averett playing back on the lip of the outfield here, looking to try to cut down on a missed chopper or hard hit ball there.
Roberts reached on a error to third base in his first at bat. As that pitch in the dirt. Fastball misses high, so 2-0 the count here to Roberts. Roberts batting .400. And the pitch from Spain popped up into right field. Dallas Smithers on his horse. And he makes the over the shoulder catch. Fantastic play by Dallas Smithers to get over there and hold on to it. And the Cougars get out of trouble here in the top of the second inning. They trail 2-0 to Eastern Mennonite. We'll be back with the bottom half of the second when we come back here on the Averett Sports Network. And welcome back. We go to the bottom of the second inning here at Owen Fulton Field. Eastern Mennonite leads Averett 2-0. Cody Jones will lead things off for the Cougars. Jones batting .235 on the season, his first with Averett after transferring in. And the first pitch in there for strike 1 from Hall.
Hall working with the lead right now, but obviously still not trying to give up anything here and let the Cougars gain a little bit of momentum.
And that pitch just hits the outside corner, so 1-2 the count here to Jones. That misses. So 2-2 the count.
Jones doing a good job of laying off that pitch right there, the knockout pitch.
And Jones hits this one out to shortstop. Fielded on one hop and thrown over for the 6-3 putout, so that'll retire Jones.
And Drew, it looked like that one came off of Jones's fist a little bit, and you think, you can only wonder if he would have gotten squared around on that one. Might have found a gap out there in left center for extra bases.
Good job by the shortstop, Zach Roberts, to field that one off the hop. sometimes those can be a little tricky. But it is out number 1. That'll bring up Tanner Bradshaw, freshman. Looks at strike 1. Bradshaw seeing some playing time here early in his career. Has 3 hits and 19 at-bats. This one chopped over to third base. Throw over to first in time as Billy Quinn makes the play for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here for Averett. A.J. Hart will step up, hoping to put together a little bit of a 2-out rally here. Trying to get something going for the Cougars offensively.
And we saw A.J. do that a couple of times last year for Averett. Came up with a key hit here, key hit there.
And fastball in there for strike 1. Hart was having an okay season last year and then ended up getting hurt and missed the end of it. So coming in here this season, trying to pick up after not playing the last couple games, and swing and a miss for strike 3. So that will be it for the Cougars here in the bottom of the second. We'll go to the third. Averett trails Eastern Mennonite 2-0. And welcome back. We go to the top of the third inning. Eastern Mennonite leads 2-0. Damon Frazier steps in for the Royals. First pitch from Spain. Fouled out of play to the right side.
Spain working ahead early here, 0-1. Looking to keep that momentum going.
Frazier flew out in his first at-bat of the day. And this one, a little nubber popped up, and good job by Spain to grab it. Looked like he was waiting for somebody to call him off, and then he realized nobody was there as Coleman wasn't able to get out from behind the plate fast enough. And Tanner Bradshaw was playing back at first, so Spain able to make the catch. Good heads-up play not to let that one drop, because that could have been trouble. It is out number 1. That'll bring up Marston, who swings and misses at the first pitch. Marston struck out in his first plate appearance. Back in the first inning. Fouls that one back to the net, so in an 0-2 hole. And Spain really settling in here in this third inning so far.
And he's really shown some flashes today of what he is capable of, and let's hope he can keep this rolling for the rest of this frame.
Ball popped up to Hunter Laprelle at shortstop for out number 2. So Spain inducing a couple pop-ups here early. And that'll bring up Jalen Lee, center fielder. Walked in his first plate appearance. Pitch from Spain. Fastball misses high. Showing bunt, drops it down. Spain over there, gets it, throws to first in time. Good defensive play by Cole Spain. And he gets out of the inning with a 1-2-3. And that will let the Cougars take a little bit of momentum into the bottom half of the third inning. They trail 2-0 to Eastern Mennonite.
Now batting for your Cougars, number 1, Matt Wall.
And welcome back. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Matt Wall will lead things off here for Averett. Wall, 1 hit and 7 at-bats this season. Does have 2 RBIs. Looking at the wrong Wall there. Matt Wall still searching for his first hit and 2 at-bats.
Wall, the sophomore out of Knightdale, North Carolina. I believe it's down there by Raleigh, isn't it, Jer?
That is correct. He has gotten on base, though. Has 2 walks and a stolen base. And looks at strike 2.
Averett, though, doing a good job at staying home right now and not trying to change the course of this game all on one swing.
Waste pitch way outside. And Wall able to stay alive, fouls that one away.
Looked like he might have caught a little piece of his foot on that one as well. Never a fun moment.
1-2 pitch from Hall. Swung and missed for strike 3. So Hall notches the strikeout. Hall kind of an intimidating guy out there. He's 6'5". Kind of towers over, especially being on top of the mound.
And really, with his height, allows him really to be able to bear down and get a lot of power on that fastball.
And Hunter LaPrelle steps up and takes strike 1. LaPrelle 0 for 1 this season. Fouls that one out of play to the right side. This is his 4th game, however, has been a replacement defensively a couple times. That pitch in the dirt.
One, two on the way.
And this ball hit over to third. Tough play. They'll still try to get him, and a good dig at first base over there by Marston. And that'll be a 6-3 putout as Billy Quinn able to knock that ball down, keep it in front of him, and stay with the play and make the strong throw over to first for the out. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up Dalton Coleman. Freshman getting the start at catcher today. Utility guy out of Concord, North Carolina. Looks at ball 1. Wearing a different number, normally wearing number 14, but wearing number 36 for today's game. As takes ball 2. Coleman fouls that one.
You can tell by his reaction there, he was a little frustrated with the result of that pitch, but all you got to do is make contact.
And this one popped up, might stay in play. Marston over there and makes the catch by the dugout for out number 3. So the Cougars go 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the third. They trail 2-0 to Eastern Mennonite. We'll be back with a fourth here on the Averett Sports Network.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Owen Fulton Field as we are getting ready to kick off the top of the fourth. Number 2, Brett Lindsay leading things off. Lindsay comes in 1 for 1, responsible for both of Eastern Mennonite's runs thus far. And he will take a look at a first pitch fastball for a called strike 1. Spain has done a great job of battling back after a somewhat rough first inning and make it 2 for 2 now for Lindsay as he will take one out to right field to give the Royals a leadoff runner here in the top of the fourth. So that is going to bring up now number 29, Billy Quinn. Quinn 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. Was the victim of a big strikeout by Spain that got the Cougars out of what could have been a big first inning for the Royals. Kept their total at 2, showing bunt. He's going to get it down back to Spain. Spain fields, throws across his body. There's the first out of the inning, but in the meantime, Lindsay does advance the 90 feet to second base. So the Royals with a runner in scoring position here early for Justin Parrish, who is 0 for 1, also struck out. Parrish, Quinn, Marston, and Scott, all 4 of Spain's strikeout victims thus far.
That last play was a really solid defensive play by Spain to get off the mound, get over there and make the play. He might have even had a slight chance to get the runner at second, the lead runner at second, but made the smart, sure out at first base.
And the way, you're right, Drew, the way he had his body position there, he could have attempted to make a play at second, but as you said, good idea just to go with the force or the easy out at first, and that one is popped up and out of play on over the Royals' dugout. Count goes to a ball and a strike with 1 out and 1 on here in the top of the fourth. One and misses a little bit off the outside. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Eastern Mennonites Eastern Mennonite 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors. Averett no runs, 1 hit, 1 error through the first 3 1/3. And that one just misses Bradshaw's knees right there. Parrish's knees. And ground ball hit down to third. Tuggle Fields. The throw over is a little high, but the play is made for the second out.
Now batting number 23.
Meanwhile, Lindsay forced to stay at second. So that's going to bring up Willis now. Willis took a walk his first time up. Also stole a base. Spain looking in. Has his pitch. And here it goes. Swing and a miss. And the count goes to 0-1. Drew, one thing I've noticed, Spain not afraid to lead with his fastball there.
Freshman doing a good job of mixing his pitches up today. Swinging a miss there, so 0-2 the count.
That almost looked like a two-seam fastball right there with the movement on it. And 0-2. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second.
Spain, in his freshman year, already scheduled to play this summer in the Valley League. Get some additional experiences. That one misses outside. Believe he has signed with the Front Royal Cardinals in the Valley League. One of a couple guys who I think are scheduled to maybe play a little summer ball. Of course, Matt Tuggle, third baseman, he pitched in a league out in Colorado last summer.
No, Bradley Tickle, he had an opportunity to do so as well. Decided to stay back, though, and get some work experience with his graduation coming up this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the fourth. Deuces all around. Two-two pitch, and thought about it there. Able to lay off. So Willis stays alive, 3-2. Looking to work his second walk in as many at-bats. Let's see what transpires here. A full count, runner on second. And that ball is fouled off against the screen. Spain has kept a cool head about him when he has been in some tough situations. Something you love to see out of a youngster. And a swing and a miss, and that's going to do it. Willis, a little frustrated at himself for going after that one, but he does and can't take it back. And we are through with the top of the fourth. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network. EMU holding on to a 2-0 lead. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Owen Fulton Field. Kyle Vidano leading things off here in the bottom of the fourth. Vidano walking up to a little Snoop Dogg there.
And the junior batting .375. Looking to continue it going and slaps that one up the middle. And will be a 6-3 putout.
And Fadano is one of those guys, his wheels do not quit, Drew. He is going to play it out until the last second on really both ends. And that's going to bring up Dallas Smithers. Smithers 0 for 1 thus far. Flew out his first time up. And first pitch in there for a called strike one. That pitch had a little bit of drop to it. And Smithers will send that one out to right center. And the catch is made.
That's a lot of territory covered covered there by the right fielder, Daniel Scott. That was really, to be honest, that's Jalen Lee's ball, and Scott came out of nowhere and able to make the grab on the run, and Lee luckily saw him and gave way. That could have been trouble. Normally you don't see a right fielder invade on a center fielder's territory like that, but hey, it's an out for Eastern Mennonite.
That's it, and otherwise wouldn't even call that one right center, but with Scott coming over, almost felt kind of obligated to, but you're right, Drew.
And Tuggle pops this one out. Will just get out of play for strike two.
Tuggle flew out his first time up. Cody Jones is waiting on deck to bat if Tuggle can get on.
And he hits this one and laid out by the shortstop, but not in time. Good job by Roberts to make the play, but hard to go in the hole like that and make a diving play and then try to get up and throw out a runner with decent speed and Tuggle. So Tuggle is aboard here for Cody Jones, who will look to keep this inning going for Averett.
And Drew, you were right. Roberts was always going to have a tough play on that one, almost playing back near the beginning of the outfield, so it was always going to be a tough play for him.
I think if he makes that play without diving, he maybe has a little bit better shot because he doesn't have to pick himself off the ground. But obviously when he committed to dive, he definitely makes a stop on the ball, but unfortunately not enough time to get a good, runner with good speed. So the first pitch to Jones is a ball, so 1-0 the count. And that pitch in there hits the outside corner.
Still a good eye there from Jones, as he probably would have had a hard time with that pitch unless he was able to take it the other way.
I think he just got a piece of that one. So, yeah, sometimes, people, you think strikes, you got to swing. But sometimes if it's not your pitch, especially if it's early in the count, don't waste a swing on a pitch like that if you know you can't do anything with it. And this one lined down the right field line. That'll drop in for a single, and Jones is aboard. Tuggle moves over to second base.
Now batting number 28, Tanner
So two aboard here for Tanner Bradshaw.
Bradshaw 0 for 1 with the ground out his first time up.
Going back to what I was just saying, Devin, growing up playing baseball, I always learned, you get a strike, the pitcher gets a strike, and the umpire gets a strike. So,
well, and Drew, you were talking about letting those pitches go if it's not something that you think you can really do anything with. But a really great job there by Jones too to send that one out to right field. Going the opposite way, and that ball is skied high.
that could be trouble, but the left fielder able to come in, and Willis makes the catch for the third out. So the Cougars do get two aboard, unable to get them in, and they still trail 2-0 here at Eastern Mennonite. Through 4 complete innings, we'll be back here with the 5th on the Averett Sports Network.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Owen Fulton Field as we're getting ready to kick off the top of the fifth. It's going to be number 9 leading things off here for the Royals. Excuse me, I believe that is number 19 down there. Eastern Mennonite able to come out and milk a few walks and an error by the Cougars. Able to turn those into a pair of runs, and so far it has been the only difference as both of these pitchers are coming out here doing a good job right now. They are battling each other pitch for pitch. Glad to see it, and that ball is hit right back from whence it came. And Scott is going to pick up his first hit of the game as he will single right back up the middle to kick off the inning. So Roberts up now, 0 for 2 with a run scored. Roberts reached on the error earlier in the game by the Cougars. Later came home to score on the same play. So Spain looks in. Here's the first pitch, and it's actually, they will check on Scott, the leadoff man, over at first, and Drew Bailey's going to come out and have a talk. We're going to see if we've got anybody coming out here out of the Averett bullpen. And let's see if Spain's day is going to continue or if they're just going to go out and have a talk about where they're going out to eat after today's game. So Spain, to be a freshman, has come in here today. He has worked himself out of a couple of tough jams. If his current total of 2 runs stands, he will actually get through without giving up any earned runs. He's gone 4 innings so far today, 2 runs, 3 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. But it has been an early error and a 2-run single that have made the difference in this one thus far. A lot of baseball left to be played, though. So first pitch misses, down and in, 1-0. As we said, Roberts 0 for 2, reached on an error, has flied out, and has also scored a run. As we are nearing the midway point of this contest, check on Scott over at first. Scott back in standing. Tuggle coming off his position to have a little talk with Spain. Give him a few words of encouragement. The 1-0 on the way, and a good-looking fastball, and Roberts had an Andre the Giant cut right there on that one, but unable to land the aluminum on it. And the count goes to a ball and a strike. Nobody out. Runner on first. Spain, a great fastball. Does a great job of mixing up the breaking pitches and pickoff move over at first. Nothing going, though, as Scott skips back over relatively easy. Pulls out my favorite dance move, the 2-step to get back over to first. Probably the only dance move I have. So the 1-1. And that one misses outside. Looked like a 2-seam fastball coming in. Spain tried to nibble the corner. Unable to do so, though. And the count goes to 2 balls and a strike here in the top of the 5th. And that ball is hit foul over the press box up here. Over on the right side. So the count runs even now at 2-2. Spain trying to make this the payoff pitch, avoid working the full count. And fastball misses a little bit upstairs. And the count now runs 3-2 for Roberts. Roberts, the Royals' shortstop. And another pickoff move over, Scott once again back in time. 3-2, nobody out, top of the fifth. Royals with a 2-0 lead. Looking to keep their winning streak alive. And the runner is going hit and run on. Laprelle makes the play. Thought about going over to second, holds off, makes the throw over to first, though, in the dirt. But Bradshaw does a great job of scooping that one up. And there's the first out. But in the meantime, the Speedy Scott will advance the 90 feet he needs to get into scoring position and give the Royals a runner on second for Frazier, the designated hitter, who has a pair of flyouts thus far. So right now with the Speedy Scott on first, a base hit makes it a 3-run game. First pitch misses off the plate. Count goes to 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out, runner on second. See what happens. Spain looking to work out of yet another potential tough situation, and that ball is lined down against the tarp on the right side. And the count runs even at a ball and a strike. 1 out, runner on second, top 5. EMU holding on to a 2-0 lead against this young Averett team. And fastball, and that is popped up into left field. And there is the second out of the inning as Wall is there to make it. But in the meantime, the runner will advance. Scott advances 90 feet over to third. So call it a FO7 with a sacrifice if you are keeping score at home. Scott really doing a great job of knowing where the ball is at on that play, especially trying to make it over from second when the ball is hit over in left field. Wall did a good job of delivering an accurate throw in, keeping Scott at third base. And that's going to bring up Marston now. Marston 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. First pitch, fastball in the dirt. Marston telling Scott to hold up. 1-0. It's always interesting to see teams communicate on a baseball and softball field with being a little bit more distance between the players than with some traditional sports. That one is good. 1-1. Runner on third, 2 outs. 2-0 ball game. Spain looking to keep Scott at third. And that ball is hit out to center. And that is going to be Hart there to make the catch and record the final out. So Spain once again works out of a potential tough situation. So we are through 4.5. We go to the bottom of the fifth. EMU with a 2-0 lead. We'll be right back. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Owen Fulton Field. A.J. Hart leading things off as we begin the bottom of the fifth. Hart over 1 with a strikeout his first time up. First pitch fastball, and Drew, we were talking about Hart out there on the mound. He's such a tall guy and really able to throw down a whole lot of momentum behind his pitches, and we see right there as he almost falls off the mound.
And almost able to get that ball, but it will be infield single for Hart. Hall nearly reached down and grabbed it. He would have had an easy play. Couldn't quite get to it, and the second baseman, Lindsay, had to come all the way across the diamond, trying to get that, and just no way for him to make that throw in time with a guy like Hart with a little bit of speed. So just what the Cougars needed, a base hit to start things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And one thing I noticed, Drew, Hart on that play right there, running with his head down all the way, getting that extra little burst of speed.
First pitch in there for a strike. Cougars have been able to put some hits up. They just, at times this season, they've struggled to kind of string them together and bring in runs. So we'll see if they can maybe take advantage of this leadoff single here by Hart.
And Wall struck out his first time up today. Looking to rectify that situation with a hit or a walk here.
Wouldn't be surprised for, as he tried to call time, but not granted, and he's able to step back in there and foul it off.
I think he did a good job to get around that pitch at all, as late as he was on that swing. So he's checking back over in the dugout, getting the signal.
I was almost wondering if maybe they were going to maybe try to do maybe a sac bunt with 1 strike, move the runner over. The runner is going now, swing and a miss. Will be a strikeout, but Hart in there with a stolen base.
And Drew, one thing I've noticed with Bailey this year, carrying on the tradition left behind, Averett running a lot of hit and runs this year, and especially with this early deficit, trying to go ahead and cut into it.
Yeah, I mean, only down 2. If you can get a 1 run here, that just saves you a little bit of trouble later. And certainly, you can also, if you're aggressive, you maybe force other teams to make a mistake. So Hart at first, or Hart at second, little chopper. Hall slips, unable to get to it. And Laprelle beats it out with a single in the infield. Hall looked like he was going to grab it and just slipped on the mound there. And the slow roller, Zach Roberts, unable to get there in time in order to make a throw, so he wisely held it. So runners on the corners here with 1 out for the Cougars, and Coleman at the plate.
And great vision there by Hart, too, to know where that ball was going to end up and know that it was going to be a hard play to make over there at third. And he goes ahead and gets over. And like you said, Drew, Averett now with runners on the corners and 1 down.
And also good base running there by Hart to not overrun third base. As Laprelle on the move, but that ball fouled back to the backstop. Because if he overruns that, because the shortstop didn't throw to first, he could have easily been nailed at third base, rounding the bag. So good job by him not to do that, and good job over there by Robbie Swab, the third base coach, to make sure he stayed put.
Pickoff move. Runner back in easily, though. Got Hart on third. Laprelle on first.
And the pitch missed high. Coleman, the number 9 hitter, so back to the top of the lineup with Vidano. Throw over to first, Laprelle back in time. Cougars, right here, you don't want to hit into a double play, so you may see Laprelle on the move at some point.
And Coleman's got some space to work with up the middle there if he can square around on it.
And a little check swing fouled over to the EMU dugout.
Vedano on deck, as we've talked about all game long. Very speedy young man out there and trailing 2. Getting midway through the game. Definitely would like to have him on base. Chopper down to third. Unable to make the play is Quinn. And the Cougars are going to get their first run of the game.
Number 4, Kyle Vedano.
So it will be an error on third baseman as Quinn unable to field that grounder and run scored. It will be an RBI, though. That run was going to score regardless, so it is earned.
So it looks like we're going to have a pitching conference out here on the mound, as it looks like Spots is coming out wanting to have a talk with his hurler. He's done a good job thus far. 4 1/3, 1 run, 1 earned run, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, no walks.
The Cougars doing what they need to do to get back into the ball game. That's one of the things is talking with the coaching staff. I know Drew Bailey. He's like, we're 1-6, but we're not too far off. It's just a matter of, with a team so young like the Cougars are this year, they just got to learn how to win. And in these moments right here, this could be one of those confidence builders, learning moments where, you come from behind and just kind of pull out a win. And we'll see if they can maybe do that here. As Vedano shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's going to be a called strike.
And Drew, we've both been in this business long enough to know that a lot of the times when you have those young teams that they can have one game or one inning or one quarter, whatever it is, kind of show them what they're made of, that it can really help put together a season.
See if Vedano shows bunt again. He does not. And breaking ball hits the outside corner.
I don't think there was any question right there that EMU was going for the double play ball.
So 2 strikes here to Vedano. And good waste pitch outside. Vedano not falling for it. So 1-2 count here with runners on first and second. 1 out.
And glad to see Vedano back after that season-ending injury last year. Definitely a key piece of the Cougars offense and also at defense as a utility guy.
And pops that one up and might get out of play just beyond the glove of the first baseman. Marston, he almost made the play reaching over the fence. In fact, he lost his hat over the fence. Fan had to give it back to him. So Vedano able to stay alive here.
So the 1-2 coming in from Hall. Hall really facing his first pickle of the afternoon here today, looking to try to get out of it.
And with a veteran guy like Vedano at the plate, if they're going to pitch him outside, there's a huge hole going the other way in between second base and first base. Quick throw over to first. They try to be sneaky, but Averett sniffs it out.
Heck of a pickoff move there by Hall. It's in vain, though. And that is smoke down the right field line, but foul.
And Vedano, I think he saw what I saw, looking to try to go the opposite way. Although if it does get through, the right fielder playing very shallow, guarding against maybe something does get through, a runner trying to get home.
We'll have that much less distance. I know that's terrible grammar, I apologize, but would have less distance, as you were talking about, Drew, to make that play and to make that throw.
And Vedano, just a little flare right to the first baseman, lines out. And that'll be out number 2 as Vedano trying to almost got it through there, but just didn't get enough of it to power it past the fielders, and Marston makes the catch. So 2 outs, 2-1 here for Dallas Smithers as the Cougars try to keep this inning alive. Maybe try to add one more, tie it up at least.
You've got Marston over there at first coming in at 6'3", so perhaps if Vadano had somebody over there a little bit shorter, that might have gotten through. Smithers a big cut there, but unable to make contact, and the count goes to 0-1. Averett able to cut his deficit in half, though, in the bottom of the fifth, 2-1 ball game. And that ball is hit off the umpire, and that almost kind of plays in Eastern Mennonite's favor right there, as it was the second baseman, Lindsey, coming over there collect and getting the force out at second. But Averett able to push a run across the board in the bottom of the fifth. So we move here to the top of the sixth. Eastern Mennonite in front, 2-1. We'll be right back on the Averett Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Top of the sixth coming on your way here. It's going to be Lee leading things off. Lee 0 for 1. And he's going to foul the first pitch off. Count goes to 0-1. Spain coming out for his sixth inning of work, and Drew, to have a freshman come out here and be able to give you this kind of endurance, that's got to be something good for you.
Yeah, absolutely, especially going into conference play. See a guy work, and we saw him run into trouble early, and he's been able to kind of settle in and do a good job here as the game has gone along. He's definitely gotten better, and you look at his first 2 outings of the season, he only went 2 1/3 inning combined. So today, going this far so far, really done a good job, and it's really what if you're the coaching staff, what you really want to see from a freshman lefty who certainly could be valuable here as the season goes along.
And really, given the fact that, like you said, Drew, he is a lefty, and really giving batters kind of a different look, and he's got a big breaking ball and can really kind of backdoor your right-handed hitters. Of course, that breaking ball misses. Count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. And another big breaking ball right there, just a little bit off, 3-2.
As I was talking with first-year head coach Drew Bailey, during the preseason, just asked, hey, what's your team looking like? Spain was certainly one of the guys he mentioned, as being one of these talented freshmen he was bringing in. And a little nubber down to third base. Tuggle fields it, throws over, and just in time for the out.
Great play there by Tuggle to come running on, make that play, and then get the throw over there to nail the speedy Lee. who definitely did not take that play off despite the slow rolling ground ball. So that's going to bring up number 2, Lindsay. Lindsay 2 for 2, 2 singles, 2 RBIs. Both of them coming on the single to right in the first inning. That has been the difference. First pitch misses outside.
I would imagine you got two train of thoughts here. You either come at Lindsay because nobody's on base and try to get him out, or maybe work around him the way the day he's had so far.
Because he has been hot. As we said earlier, 2 for 2 with the pair of RBIs. And that one is smoked up the middle. And that is now 3 hits for Lindsay as the Royals will kick off the top of the 6th with a single, or excuse me, second batter of the inning for a single. So I bring up Quinn 0 for 1. Has struck out and sacrificed. Spain looking in. And fastball catches the outside part of the plate. Spain doing a good job of painting the corners. Breaks out the brush and lays it perfectly to the canvas. 0-1. Pickoff move back over at first. But Lindsay back in standing. So Lindsay right now, 3 of his team's hits. Eastern Mennonite currently at 4 hits. So Lindsay has well over 70% of his team's knocks today, and is responsible for the Royals' 2 runs. Spain looks in, the 1-1, runner on first, 1 out. Spain looking to try to get a double play here. And that one misses. Runner going. A great play down there behind the plate by Coleman. But the pitch was a little bit too far off the mark and unable to get the throw over there in time. But still, great play. And Drew, you were talking about Spain, and Coleman also seems to be another potential bright spot for the Cougars.
Coleman did a good job. I didn't think he had any shot at getting that runner at second base. I thought he had a really good jump coming off first, and wasn't a clean fielding play at the plate, and he fired down there and still almost made it close. So 2-2 the count.
Good idea there from Spain. Just ran it in a little bit too far on the inside. Count runs full at 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Payoff pitch, foul back against the net. So we're going to do the 3-2 all over again. A lot of pressure on both the pitcher and the batter right now. Each one pitch away from being able to help out their teams in one way or another. And the 3-2 is hit down to short. Laprelle having a little trouble with it, sneaks under his glove. The run will come in to score, so Eastern Mennonite now extends its lead to 3-1 as Lindsay comes across the plate.
Yeah, tough situation there as Laprelle tried to circle around it. And I think he just took his eye off the ball and scooted right over the top of his glove. And gets through, so that allows a run to score. And makes it 3-1. And we are going to see a pitching change. And will be another freshman coming in, another highly talented freshman, and Ryan Traylor.
And Drew, if I didn't know any better, I would almost say that was assistant coach Jordan Quinn coming out of the bullpen right there. Kind of share a few similarities. At least it appears that way from up here in the press box.
You got the flowing locks out of the hat, yeah.
Yes. About the same height, it looks like. Trailer coming in at 5'10". And so Spain doing a good job making it through 5 1/3. He's got nothing to hang his head about. 3 runs, no earned runs, 4 hits, 3 bases on balls, and 5 strikeouts.
For your Cougars, number 5, Ryan Trailer.
And Drew can definitely see a lot of what you were talking about earlier with your conversation with Drew Bailey this year in Spain, bringing up his name quite a bit. And, you know, coming from somebody who's played at the D2 level and has also played, semi-professional baseball, when you pay a kid a compliment, it's usually for a reason. So we saw a little bit of that reason out here today as Spain was able to turn in his longest outing of the year so far and also work his way out of quite a few jams that have helped Averett hang around, even though it now does face a 3-1 deficit.
And the other thing too, Davin, is all 3 runs are currently unearned. First 2 will definitely be unearned. This next, depending on what happens the rest of this inning, the current run that just crossed could be unearned. It could actually go back to being earned. Spain did his job. Just a couple unfortunate bounces Cougars' way. We'll see if Trailer can get out of this jam even further, and Cougars can keep themselves only 2 runs down.
Still anybody's ball game, as you said, Drew, as long as Averett can keep just the 1 spot on the board. And, Drew, one thing I have been impressed with is this is my first Averett game of the season, and I know in years past the Cougars have struggled a little bit with their pitching, but I've definitely seen a nice pickoff move over there. Almost got him.
Trailer has a very sneaky move. We've seen it a couple of times this year, to where he's done a good job. He's picked 2 people off already this season, so he can certainly do it and catch you sleeping over there.
So the 0-1 coming in. Another nice pickoff move. Eastern Mennonite a little more ready for it this time around. Still anybody's ball game as we're approaching the final third of this contest. 0-1, a swing and a miss. As Parrish had dreams of putting that one over the fence. But his dreams will not come to fruition. 0-2. And pickoff move there. Runner back in time. Eastern Mennonite 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error. Averett 1 run, 5 hits, 2 errors.
Time called at the plate.
And Drew, the ODAC is definitely one of those conferences that's moving up a little bit in the ranks of baseball. And the 3-1 chop down to Tuggle at third. Tuggle does a great job playing the hop, fires over, and there's a second out. So Tuggle really doing a great job of running in there, grabbing that one, putting a glove on it, and then keeping the throw as well.
And so with that play, that means the run that was scored earlier this inning will remain unearned. As we have 2 outs here.
The Cougars going to take a quick time here. Figure out how they want to approach Willis. Willis is 0 for 1 with a walk, a strikeout, a stolen base. And that first pitch is hit back foul over on the right side. The count goes to 0-1 to Willis, the Royals' left fielder.
Trailer, step back off. Force the runner to get back to second.
with 2 outs, why not try to maybe create a little panic? Try to get the Cougars to make a mistake, and a swing and a miss.
You also don't want the runner, Quinn, at second base to get too good of a lead because he's running with 2 outs, so gives him a good chance to score. So if you see him creeping off a little too much, even if you might not throw back there, it's important to just make sure you keep him close so he doesn't get too good of a jump.
So that one misses for ball 1, 1-2. And Drew, for a young team, Averett, I have been impressed with the way Averett stays calm under pressure when they find themselves in jams. Let's hope they can react accordingly here. The 1-2, swing and a miss on the breaking ball, and Willis is down swinging. So Eastern Mennonite able to push 1 across in the inning, but they also leave 1 stranded. So we go into the bottom of the 6th in this contest. We've got a 3-1 ball game. We'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Matt Tuggle leading things off for the Cougars. First pitch misses for ball 1.
Tuggle able to reach his last at bat. Looks at strike 1.
And that pitch is in the dirt. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Hall still on the mound for the Royals. And that is a big off-speed pitch, and Tuggle was thinking fastball out in front a bit. And the count goes even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lead things off, and another big changeup, but Tuggle ready for it this time. Sends it out to left field. And that is going to be a single as Tuggle takes a big turnaround first, but coaching staff holding him up. And Tuggle perhaps a little bit unlucky on that one, as if he could have gotten that one a little bit closer to the line, could have stretched it into a double.
The other thing, too, Davin, with the wet outfield here, that ball is going to slow down, so it probably didn't roll quite as fast as it could have. And when it slowed down, Tuggle didn't have a shot at second.
So Jones now had a hit in his last at bat. First pitch misses. Looks like Hall might be starting to lose a little bit of the velocity on his pitches here as we are getting later in this contest. See if the Cougars can take advantage. Runner going, hit and run on. That ball is hit down the left side and through the left side. And Averett, Drew, has a little something cooking as it has the tying run on first base right now. That's going to bring up Bradshaw, who is 0 for 2, grounded out and flied out.
And the Cougars piecing some stuff together. We started to see some action going in the Eastern Mennonite bullpen. And the Cougars now have the tying runs aboard here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bradshaw at the plate. Certainly could use a breakout moment here in his freshman year. 0 for 2 today, but does have 3 hits, 1 RBI on the season.
And no doubt would love to make it 2 and 3 here. Fastball misses at the knees, or excuse me, in there at the knees, 0-1. Here's your count. So here we go, the 0-1 from Hall, and a big cut there. Pitch was a little bit too far on the inside, though, for Bradshaw to get around on. Here comes the 0-2. And Bradshaw is swinging a miss on that. And he is down on strike swinging for the first out. But Drew, once again, talking about Averett's youth, and you would almost, if you're a coach, you've got to want your guy to go down swinging on that third strike rather than just looking.
Absolutely. And, you know, that was probably going to be a called strike regardless. It was right in there on the inside corner, and a little chopper up the middle by Hart. Will it get through? And they will say Hart is out at first, but the runner at second safe.
And a nice play over there at, looked like the shortstop for Eastern Mennonite. Got his hands on that. Roberts, unable to put the tag on the base, though.
Yeah, the ball got past the bag, so they had no play at second. And Royals would like to get the force at first. So 2 outs, but runners both in scoring position. We do have a pinch hitter for the Cougars. Number 34, Tucker Majetic, will step in. Majetic, big outfielder. He's gotten a couple of bats this season. Takes a ball there. He's looking for his first hit, but has had 4 at-bats and has drawn a walk. And swing and a miss there. Majetic pinch hitting for Matt Wall.
I was looking here, Majetic in Spain. It looks like we're teammates in high school at Prince George. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Averett looking for at least 1 here if they can to get this to a 1-run game. Of course, they would like to go ahead and get that runner in from second as well to give Traylor a new game to work with heading into the final 3 innings. That ball is hit foul down the left side. Majetic did a good job to get a piece of that one. Looked like it went off the end of the bat. And the count is now full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Cougars trail by 2.
And breaking ball misses, so Majetic draws the 2-out walk to load the bases for Hunter Laprelle. So Laprelle has his opportunity here. He is 1 for 2 on the day. We'll see if he can take advantage of this situation as the Cougars trail 3-1. And as they say, the Ducks are on the pond.
And first pitch over for a strike. Drew, we were talking about just a second ago with pitch selection, and a great job there by Majetic to lay off a somewhat tempting pitch, especially being up in the zone a little bit.
That ball fouled back to the backstop by LaPrell, so he's in the 0-2 hole here. For the Cougars, with 2 outs, all the runners will be in motion on anything put into play. And LaPrell looks at strike 3. And the Cougars unable to capitalize with a bases-loaded situation. And they still trail 3-1. We'll be back with the 7th inning right here on the Averett Sports Network.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Owen Fulton Field. Top of the 7th coming up.
Trailer back in on the mound for the Cougars. And a shot right to Bradshaw, and he makes the play. Popped right out of his glove. It was hit so hard, but able to pick it up and collect it for the unassisted putout by Daniel Scott on that line drive. So that'll bring up Zach Roberts, shortstop, stepping in. 0 for 3 today, but does have a run scored.
First pitch misses inside. Roberts reached on a error his first time up. Came home to score one of the Royals' first 2 runs, and there's going to be no mistake about that one as he sends that ball through the left side over there, past Tuggle and LaPrell, splitting them both for the single.
Just a good lace shot, and no chance for anybody to get a hold of that one. And gets through for single here with 1 out.
And that'll bring up Frazier, 0 for 3. A trio of flyouts. Of course, I have a feeling Traylor would like to keep this one on the ground. Another good pickoff move, but runner back in time. Here's the first pitch, and that one is over for a called strike 1. Frazier just kind of stuck looking at that one. Another pickoff move, and whoo. Averett looking to pick up its 2nd win of the season here against another talented ODAC squad. Meanwhile, Eastern Mennonite looking to move to 4-2 on the year. Here's the 0-1, and that ball is hit foul. A little one bouncer on the left side. One hopper, 0-2. 1 out, runner on first. 3-1 ball game. And we'll, excuse me, we're going to have time on the field down here. And that one is low in the dirt. Count goes to 1-2. Not a bad idea there, though, by Traylor trying to get Frazier to chase that pitch. And another nice pickoff move. And that ball is hit foul down the third base side. 1-2. Frazier not wanting to take a seat on the Royals' bench yet. He's going to make Traylor throw some pitches here. So the 1-2. That one just misses inside. 2-2. Frazier looking down. He has the sign from the Royals' third base coach. Pickoff move, and that one is going to get past Bradshaw a little bit, trickle out into right field. Looked like they got tangled up a little bit there for a second, but in the meantime, Roberts will move over to second. Two.
So it will be an error.
And that one just barely misses Frazier. So he was able to pull his right leg out of the way in time. Otherwise, that probably would have caught him right about on the knee. Payoff pitch. And yet another foul ball down the third base side. So after watching this at bat so far, I don't think there's any question that Frazier is trying to keep it on his natural side, third base left field side. 3-2, and he goes the other way actually with that pitch. Vadano stumbles a little bit, but he still makes the throw over to Bradshaw to get the second out. In the meantime, Roberts moves the additional 90 feet over to third to get into scoring position, but there are now 2 outs.
Yeah, good job by Vadano there to range over and not only get to that ball, but foot slipped in the grass. Again, we talked about the moist conditions here, and able to kind of regroup and still get the throw over to first in time for the out. So see if the Cougars can maybe get out of this jam again unharmed as Marston looks at strike one.
Marston 0 for 3 with a strikeout and a pair of flyouts. And a swing and a miss for strike 2. 6 strikeouts so far today for Averett's pitching staff. Traylor looks in, is ready, delivers. Thought about going there for a second, but holds up on it. Does Marston. And he's able to live to see another pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on third. Eastern Mennonite looking to extend its lead. Averett looking to deny the Royals the opportunity. Ball is hit down on the right side, so Vadano will round out the inning with 2 nice plays over at second to keep Eastern Mennonite at just a run, or excuse me, to keep Eastern Mennonite off the board. So 7th inning stretch time here in Danville. And we will be right back after these messages.
And welcome back. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. New pitcher on the mound for Eastern Mennonite. Riley Wesp taking over. First pitch in there for a strike to Dalton Coleman. Wesp, a junior lefty out of Virginia Beach. And a swing and a miss. Wesp went to Ocean Lakes High School, also the high school of Averett men's basketball players, James Contreras and Brandon Baker, who both happened to win awards today. James was named the USA South Men's Basketball Player of the Year and earned first team honors. Brandon Baker, senior teammate, also earned accolades, being named to the all-sportsmanship team. So congratulations to those two guys. So that pitch misses high. So 1-2 the count here to Coleman. This ball hit over to third base. A little bobble there. And a throw just in time by Quinn. Good jump by Quinn to stay with it. And tough break for Coleman. This is West's first time on the mound this season. Next up for the Cougars is Kyle Vidano. Vidano shows bunt. Pulled it back and then had to do a little hop over it. And they are going to say that he did offer at it. So it is a strike. Vidano takes that one, fastball outside for ball one. Cougars trail Eastern Mennonite 3-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So time running out for the Cougars, but certainly not an insurmountable lead for the Royals as this ball hit deep into right field. That could be trouble. But Daniel Scott able to find it in the sky and make the catch for out number 2. Looked like he was spinning around there for a second and finally figured out where he was and where the ball was and able to make the catch. So that'll bring up Dallas Smithers here with 2 outs. Smithers, local product. Pokes one into center. That'll drop in shallow center field for a single. The 8th hit of the day for the Cougars as they try to put together a 2-out rally here. So Smithers his first hit of the day. That'll bring up Matt Tuggle, who's 2 for 3. See if Cougars can keep things going. Tuggle 2 for 3. Cody Jones 2 for 3. So a couple guys coming up with multiple hits today, which is what the Cougars need right now if they can maybe at least get one run in this inning. Maybe, hopefully more, obviously, as Tuggle misses that one for strike one. Smithers makes a move. They're going to throw a pickoff. Now he's in a pickle. And let's see if they get him. And he's going to be back safe. So Smithers able to get back at first. They caught him red-handed, and ball slides back. Out of somebody's glove. It goes out of the first baseman, Marston's glove. He's trying to cover. So another throw over to first. Oh, 0-1 still the count here to Tuggle. Smithers a little bit more cautious over at first base. That pitch misses for a ball. Smithers does have some speed. He is 3 for 3 on stolen base attempts so far this season. Throw over to first. West with that high leg kick, trying to throw the runner off, but Smithers not buying it. 1-1 pitch. Smithers on the go again. This one hit out into the gap and is caught by the left fielder, Corey Willis, for out number 3. So that'll be it for the Cougars. They get one aboard, unable to do anything with him, and they still trail 3-1. We'll go to the 8th inning when we come back here on the Averett Sports Network. And welcome back. We go to the top of the 8th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Cougars. It's the freshman, Austin Ford, making an appearance today. For Ford, his second appearance after making his collegiate debut yesterday against Roanoke. Came in, pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, but it was a clean inning otherwise. And the first pitch misses for ball to Jalen Lee.
A lot of young pitching talent on this Cougars team, Drew, and excited to see how they will develop heading down as the season progresses.
Certainly, Averett head coach Drew Bailey working in a bunch of his younger guys here early in the season when it really doesn't matter in non-conference play, to see who's prepared and who's ready and obviously who can help them once conference play begins this weekend against Greensboro. So Ford struggling a little bit here early in his first batter face. 3 balls, no strikes to Lee, and it will be a 4-pitch walk for Austin Ford.
And give Eastern Mennonite credit. They have been very patient at the plate here today, not going after anything that's not in their wheelhouse or strength zones, and has led to some free passes.
So 1 aboard here for Brett Lindsay, who has been the hot stick. Runner faked like he was going. First pitch a called strike.
Lindsay already 3 hits on the afternoon. I believe he has reached base every time he has been up at the plate today. Pickoff move.
He is indeed 3 for 3, 2 RBIs, and even has a stolen base and a run scored. So certainly don't want to give him anything that's right in his wheelhouse. He could make you pay, as he's done so far today. Runner on the move. Throw down to second, not in time, as Lee gets the steal. That pitch will be a ball.
And I have been impressed with Coleman's ability to get up and fire the ball quickly. Get his accuracy down a little bit more, get him used to making that throw at this level. And I think Bailey and the Cougars are going to have a dangerous catcher defensively.
That pitch misses. And Coleman filling in for their usual starter, Neil Hutchins, the junior transfer. Hutchins out today. He had started all the previous games for the Cougars. That ball bounces in the dirt and gets away from Coleman, and will be a wild pitch. That'll move Lee over to third. And time called, as we are going to have a pitching change here. And it looks like Dallas Smithers is going to come in.
And this is something that we're used to seeing and you're used to seeing if you do follow Averett baseball. Smithers, the definition of a utility man, as he's played just about every position in the outfield here in his time at Averett, and has also served as a relief and even starting pitcher for the Cougars.
So he comes in with a 3-1 count here to Lindsay.
Now pitching for your Cougars,
So
number 2, Dallas.
we're going to take a quick break while he warms up. We'll be back here in just a moment with the rest of the top of the 8th inning. right, we're back here in the top of the 8th inning. Runner at third, 3-1 count. And Dallas Smithers is on to try to limit the damage. Senior coming in from right field. We do have, obviously, a replacement for him. I believe that's Zach DiCarlo out in right. So we'll see what happens here. Depending on what happens with this batter as to who it gets charged with, kind of one of those funny baseball rules. I'll be honest, as a statistician, I don't like to see a change mid-batter, but it will be a walk, so that will be charged to Ford.
And Drew, I think that's one of the most difficult things in baseball, period, across any levels, is determining earned and unearned runs, especially after the fact. That's going to bring up number 29 for Eastern Mennonite, Quinn. Smithers' first pitch coming into Quinn. Runners on the corners, nobody out. That one is over for a strike, outside part of the plate. Smithers making his third appearance on the mound this year for the Cougars. He's thrown 7 1/3 innings, given up 2 hits, walked 3, and struck out 5 in that time. 1-0 record.
And with that move, Davin, as that ball fouled out of play, that actually, because Smithers came in from the field, that kills the DH. So Cody Jones's day is over as the DH. DiCarlo comes in as that spot in the lineup.
Smithers checks on the runners. Looks like he's ready to bring the pitch. It's the 0-2. And Smithers is going to step off for a second, recollect his thoughts. Stretch out the arms a little bit. Smithers, a local product here in Danville, Virginia, Dan River High School. The 0-2. And that one is in the dirt for ball 1. Good baseball program out there at Dan River. As Smithers played under McCormick, Sammy McCormick. Good coach around here in the region. 1-2. As the pickoff throw back over to first is unsuccessful.
Runner on the move, a little chopper to third. Tuggle will go to first with it, and the runner scores.
And talking about headsy baseball, Drew, EMU knew that Averett was more than willing to concede that run to try to pick up that double play, had the hit and run on, and while Averett gets one out, that extra one would have taken a lot of load off of Smithers' shoulders. But they are able to get the one despite the run coming in. 4-1 ball game now. First pitch swung on, hit slowly down the third base side. Tuggle, nice play, brings him off the bag over there at first base, but able to still put the tag.
Yeah, Bradshaw, good heads up to come off the bag and not let that ball get away and have, the wherewithal to make the tag as the runner was running by. So I believe we might see a change here in the lineup. We'll see. Willis would be due up, but it looks like he's going to be pinch hit for.
Looked like he handed his helmet to America, but I think I'm going to be wrong on that assumption.
And we'll see who it is. Believe it's number 8. That'll be Jacob America.
Out of Elkton, Virginia. So Smithers getting ready for his duel with America. Trying to keep just a one spot on the board here in the top half of the 8th. Averett's trying to hang around in this game. First pitch to America is over outside part of the plate. Strike one. Smithers getting ahead 0-1. As I mentioned earlier, Smithers entered this appearance with 5 strikeouts already on the season in 7 1/3. So not bad numbers there for Smithers to end this young season. And that pitch is hit right back up the middle. Play made by LaPrell, throw over, and Bradshaw stretches out, keeps his foot on the bag, and makes the play. So we're through 7 1/2 here in Danville, Virginia. Eastern Mennonite pushes a run across to take a 4-1 lead. We'll have the bottom of the 8th when we come back here from Danville, Virginia.
And welcome back to Owen Fulton Field as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Eastern Mennonite leads Averett 4-1 here. Ryan Traylor stepping in for the Cougars. Traylor.
So Traylor looking in at the 1-0, and that one just misses the high outside.
Write all this down.
Count goes to a ball and a strike.
He's already been in. Pitched earlier, right?
So we've got a 4-1 ball game right now on our hands. Entering the bottom of the 8th, 2-0, and that one catches the outside part of the plate. So Traylor showing that he does have some talent as a hitter as well, keeping his eye on the ball, not chasing bad pitches, strengthening his strike zone, and he's going to take a big cut at that one, but unable to make contact, and the count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, leading off the bottom of the 8th. Averett 1 run, 8 hits, 3 errors. That has been the difference, as it's led to 3 Eastern Mennonite runs, and the count runs full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. And here we go. Payoff pitch, and that one just misses outside. So he will win. Traylor will win the battle of the pitchers. It's number 32, Riley West, into the game now for the Royals. Junior out of Virginia Beach, North Carolina, or Virginia Beach, Virginia, excuse me. Tanner Bradshaw stepping in now. So Bradshaw made a nice play over there at first to end the last inning, and we'll look to add some importance with his bat. So here we go. First pitch after the pickoff move, and Bradshaw thought about it. Are they going to check down at second? And that's going to be ruled a strike. Count goes to 0-1 now. So Bradshaw with a big opportunity to possibly kick off a rally here after the opening walk, after trailer. And there's another big swing at the off-speed pitch. Bradshaw had the right idea on those two pitches, just needs to stay back home a little bit, lean back on that back foot. 0-2, and he will wisely lay off that waste pitch. Count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's been a lot of talk in both collegiate and professional baseball lately about when pitchers get ahead 0-2, why not just go ahead and try to get that strikeout instead of throwing 1 or 2 waste pitches. And Bradshaw will reach out on that off-speed pitch and send it over on the Royals' side of the dugout. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So we've got a good game here on our hands. Averett has done a good job staying around. His pitching staff has worked out of a couple of jams, and Bradshaw is going to go down on the drop third strike. And wow, what a play over there. That is not something that you see on an everyday basis, as Parrish fires over to second on the drop third strike, gets him for the double play as Bradshaw went down on the K. And so that is going to bring up number 8, A.J. Hart. And a swing and a miss. So the 0-1, swing and a miss. 0-2 now to Hart. So the 0-2, and ooh, breaking ball. Hart would have had to climb a stairway there to get to that one. 1-2. And Hart will reach out, sends a little slow roller down to third. Play is made, throw over. The throw is off the bag. And so Hart now with 2 big hustle plays to reach base on his last 2 at-bats. Of course, that is going to probably end up being ruled an error, as it appeared that Hart would have been out if the throw was on target. And so that's going to bring up number 34, Majetic. We're going to keep the inning alive for the Cougars, and a off-speed pitch over there. Over for a called strike 1. A lot of, Averett might be trailing right now, but still a lot of positives in this game for the Cougars. 0-1. And another big breaking ball. And Majetic right now singing a little bit of the blues as he falls behind. 0-2. 0-2 and a swing and a miss on the fastball. So 2 big off-speed pitches followed by a fastball puts Majetic down on 3 straight. So ladies and gentlemen, we are through 8 innings here at Owen Fulton Field. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will have the top of the 9th here at Owen Fulton Field. Keep it locked. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Owen Fulton Field, top of the ninth, 4-1 in favor of the Royals. Daniel Scott leading things off. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the 7th, and 1 in the top of the 8th. So first pitch, ooh, just below the knees. I think Smithers kind of wanted that one a little bit. He appeals, and it was close, but in the end it is ruled just a tad below the knees. So here comes the 1-0 from Smithers, and no question about that one. That one is over on the inside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Smithers looking in, trying to get Averett through this inning as quickly as possible, and that one is inside. It's going to skip to the backstop as number 19, Scott, is able to hop out of the way of that pitch. So we're now looking at a 2-1 count here to lead off the top of the 9th. 2-1, a swing and a miss, and Scott loses the bat as he will make the short trip back behind home plate to regain it. The umpire down there, home plate umpire, with some quick moves to get out of the way. 2-2 coming in from Smithers to Scott. And that ball is popped up on the left side. Tuggle giving chase, but I think that ball is going to get out of play. It will. Not too far from the Cougars' bullpen. Count runs even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out here at the beginning of the 9th. Smithers looking in. Here we go. And a swing and a miss, and Smithers comes through with a big off-speed pitch right above Scott's belt. And that's good enough to set him down on strikes. So that's going to bring up Zach Roberts, junior. Switch hitter out of Stewart's Draft, Virginia. 5'10", 175. He will be batting from the left side with the right-handed Smithers in to pitch. Here's the first pitch. And that one catches the outside part of the plate. And Smithers really broke out the brush on that one and paints the outside corner. Count is now 0-1. Here we go again, and that one is put into play on the left side, getting out in left field. Are giving chase, but that ball gets fouled back in Averett's bullpen. And so the count rolls to no balls and 2 strikes to Roberts. As that was Wall giving chase out there. The 0-2. And that ball is hit weakly back down the first base side. Will roll harmlessly to the fence on EMU's dugout. So the 0-2 now. 4-1 ball game. Eastern Mennonite 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. Averett 1 run, 8 hits, 3 errors. 0-2, and that one just a little bit above the belt. Looked like it was good. The 1-2, and that one misses. Looked like Smithers brought the hook there. Unfortunately, bounces it to the plate. So the 2-2. Let's see what happens. Smithers looking for his second strikeout here. And that one gets in a little bit too much into Roberts' kitchen. Almost plunks him. And that's going to run the count full to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Smithers looking to avoid the 1-out walk. Here we go. And that ball is lined down to first base. Averett has some trouble with it. And Zach Roberts is going to get on with the single. Well hit ball. Not exactly on a rope, but still had enough on it to kind of jam up the Cougars. And so runner on first now. Smithers, first pitch misses. It's going to be number 21, Long, coming up to the plate out of Durham, North Carolina. Went to Jordan High School down there. The 1-0 runner going on the play. The throw is there, but it's not in time. And that's going to be a swipe of second. Excuse me, it's actually going to be Damon Frazier as at the plate now. It was (2-0). And that ball is chopped foul. Frazier chops it foul off himself. 2-1. I might leave a little bit of a mark there for him. So 2-1. And that ball is fouled off on the left side. Chopper is going to get down there against the fence on the left side. So Frazier, 2-2 from Smithers. And Smithers having to take a step off there to avoid the balk. As it looked like Roberts was going to try to pick up another swipe. I think Smithers caught him in his peripheral and was able to break it up. And we're going to do the 2-2 once again to Frazier. And set up off the outside part of the plate. Smithers finds it, but he cannot find the strike zone, and that's going to run the count full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. So here we go. And time briefly called on the field. Smithers looking to try to work out of the stretch here. Full count, 1 out, runner on second. Here it is, and that is going to be a 1-out walk. And so Frazier does a good job of working the strike zone, and he will give Eastern Mennonite runners on first and second now with 1 out. Of course, on the bright side, you now have a force at either base, which increases your chances of a double play, increases the Cougars' chance of a double play, especially on the 6-4-3 end. Or really, it would be more practical at this point, especially with the left-handed hitter, to see a 4-6-3. And that ball is popped up, drifting out into right field. The play is made for the 2nd out, runner holding at second. DiCarlo making a nice play out there in right field, staying with that one. It looked like the light wind that is blowing here at Owen Fulton Field might have gotten under that one a little bit. Good communication, though, between he and Vadano. Ball chopped back to Smithers. Smithers collects, underhand toss over to first. And that's going to do it for the night. So Averett down to its final chance as we enter the bottom of the ninth. It is a 3-1 ball game. We will be right back here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Owen Fulton Field. 4-1 is your score. Bottom of the ninth. We've got a pitching change for the Royals. Ryan Brewer looking to come in here and try to close this one down. Brewer looking to close out the game and pick up the save for the Royals. Meanwhile, DiCarlo will look to get Averett's offense started here early, as he will walk up to March Madness here by future. We're getting close, actually, to March Madness here. First pitch, and that is a slow chopper down to third, and there is the first out of the inning. So Averett looking to try to put something together here. It's going to be number 27, BK Stancil, coming up. Stancil, the sophomore out of Richmond, Virginia, standing in at 5'11". First pitch fastball over for a called strike one. Looked like a two-seamer. It broke out to the outside part of the plate there late. The 0-1, and that ball is smoked up the middle past the outreached glove of number 30, Brewer. So Averett is still trying to battle here. They've got Kyle Vadano. So with Vadano coming up now, and the speed Vadano possesses, even with the Cougars down 3 runs, we'll have to see if Bailey maybe tries to drop a bunt. If he decides to have the bunt on for Vadano, as Vadano takes a look at a called strike one. Pickoff move. Stancil back in, though. 1 on, 1 out, 0-1 coming in to Vadano. Here it comes. Padano will take a look at a fastball at around the knees, and the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 2, and Padano will reach out. He hits that one down to second. Stancil is out at second base, but Padano will reach on the 4-6 fielder's choice. Or actually, 3-6. Or no, 4-6 fielder's choice. Sorry, it's been a while since I've had to do my numbers, do my positions. So Dallas Smithers now represents Averett's last hope on this game. And he will send a shot out to right field. That one is going to drop in right hugging the line. Stancil took a big turn around third. Holds up, though. And so, ladies and gentlemen, now with runners on the corners, 2 outs, Matt Tuggle coming up. Tuggle represents the potential tying run for the Cougars. Let's see what Tuggle can do stepping in. Trying to keep his team's hopes alive here. Tuggle also a local kid coming out of Bassett, Virginia. He will take a look at a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Tuggle, the junior, saw quite a bit of playing time last year. That pitch is reached out and fouled back against the backstop for strike 2. So Averett down to its last out. Or excuse me, its last strike. 0-2 coming in. Let's see what transpires. And Tuggle will foul that one off on the right side. Gets over Eastern Mennonite's bullpen out there in right field. The 0-2 once again. Here it comes. And Tuggle takes a look at a tough pitch on the inside. He lays off of that. 1-2. I think Brewer was wanting a little help from the home plate umpire there. He will not get it, though, as that pitch was a little bit too far up in the zone. So the 1-2 now, once again. And that ball is hit down the left side, and they're going to have some problems with it over there. And Tuggle is going to reach. The run will score. Badano comes in, and it's now a 4-2 ball game. And so that's going to bring up Trailer now. So Quinn getting charged with the error on that play. So Averett lives to have at least one more at bat, as Trailer is going to step in. 4-2 ball game. And we're going to have a pinch runner. We're going to have a pinch runner in the form of Tyler Bianco, the freshman outfielder out of Bealeton, Virginia. So here we go. First pitch. Upstairs, misses to Trailer. Trailer came in and gave the Cougars a couple of pretty good innings on the mound. And now we'll look to try to be the hero on the offensive end of things. He takes a big cut at that, but comes up empty. The count goes to a ball and a strike. Runners on first and second. 1 run already in. 4-2 ball game. Here we go. And that ball is hit in between short and third. The ball is fielded, fired over, and that's going to wrap it up. So Averett will leave 2 stranded to end the game. And Eastern Mennonite will escape with a 4-2 victory here at Owen Fulton Field to push its winning streak to 3 games. And ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you tuning in to this contest. We invite you to return to the Averett Sports Network on Friday as the Cougars begin their series and open up USA South Conference play against Greensboro College in a 3-game series. So once again, thanks for joining us here on the Averett Sports Network. We hope you have a great rest of the day and hope you will tune in over the weekend.